Good. Well, today is Wednesday, March 26, 2025. Jump day for Thursday, 27th. All right, let's go. Well, as far as new setups, let's keep these two in here for now. The concern with the JBL is that it came fairly close to trigger, and I hate when that happens because the next day sometimes you get a gap down, and then of course you get an opening gap reversal, and you got to deal with that. So just be careful around the open. Use a little discretion in case it gaps lower and comes back up early trading. TPR again, same setup going into tomorrow. A little bit of a favorable move in CCL. In fact, we'll take a look at that right now. You can see turn it back down in here, better than a poke in the eye, I suppose. Beginning to lose that 200-day moving average once again. The other Norwegian and Viking and all these other cruise lines not looking so hot either. As far as official this RCL, you can see it's just pulled back in here. Still looks like it's in trouble, as you can see. As far as official setups, let's stick with the JBL again, coming really close to that trigger, and it did bounce off its worst levels, but still fairly close nonetheless, given the price of the stock and the movement. So just be careful around the open on that one. Let's take a look at, if I can find it, there it is, TPR. You can see selling off fairly hard, but not getting too close to that trigger on that one. So again, on this one too, just make sure you wait for a trigger. Getting back to the JBL, it did rally a little bit more than I thought it did later in the day, but still fairly close to the trigger given the price of its stock. Again, TPR remains the other official setup for tomorrow. Let's take a look at the overall market, and then let's drill down a little bit. I guess before we do that, let's take a look at the VIX real quick. I'll try not to go too long tonight. There's a few things I definitely want to flesh out for sure. VIX, if you take a look at that, it's begun to revert back to the mean. This is a distance again from the moving average, a 10-day simple. So you can see the VIX begin to bounce a little bit, and then prices begin to drop. So that's typical for a stretch type of VIX. Usually happens, not all the time, obviously, but something to keep an eye out for, and that's what I've been talking about quite a bit. Let's take a look at the major bigs and some sectors and indices while we're at it. There's the P's getting whacked pretty hard at here. It's kind of a nice orderly sell-off today. Just kind of started slow and then just kept on keeping on. So not a bad day there as far as a trend day is concerned, but still looks like it could be in lots and lots of trouble. Take a look at Q's real quick while we're down here. Q's got whacked really hard. So that's not looking too pretty. NASDAQ Composite down over 2%. Getting whacked too after this recent little pullback. And that's why we don't get too excited about a market bounce when overall it remains in a downtrend. Let's take a look at the Rusty 2000, continuing to slide down about 1%. As you can see, just kind of pulling back in here and beginning to resume its downtrend. Biotech got whacked pretty hard. There's a NASDAQ Biotech. You see right here these multi-month lows. Copper off its best levels, but one of the few areas like gold that's actually trending in here. You can see gold so far just pulling back. That's the commodity gold stock. So getting whacked. They're a little wide and loose in here. I wouldn't say whack, but down 0.75%. A little wide and loose. And one thing that's kind of interesting is you take a look at some of these areas like defense, which just broke out to new highs, and without a lot of follow through, you really don't want to chase an area like that. Already getting whacked pretty hard in here after one day just hitting new highs. And the other thing, which is kind of along a similar vein, is sometimes you have to be careful trading relative strength in a bearish trend. I don't want to say a bear market just yet, but drugs you can see continue to slide back down after trying to bottom out a little bit. As you go through these, it's kind of the same as it ever was. As medical devices recently kind of took off, now just pulling back and here beginning to sell back off out of that pullback. Banks, jets, as I've been saying, quite a bit. Transports overall, I'm trying to rush too much. My apologies. Same sort of action there, too. Semiconductors getting whacked out of this choppy pullback, so that's continuation of the slide we've been seeing for quite some time. Energy is kind of all over the place, but they have been trending a little higher as of late. Not enough to get excited about there just yet. I'm seeing setups on both sides, or some that are trending higher, I should say, and some that are trending lower. Nothing I want to go after. Financials stalling out a little in this big, deep retrace, but certainly again, nothing to get too excited there either. Take a look at retail turning back down after this little pullback in here, or continue to turn down, I should say, after this pullback. Anyway, that's pretty much it for tonight. I don't want to go on and on and on. Obviously, the market remains in a downtrend, shorter term at least, and so far it's just pulled back. It looks like it's resuming that downtrend. One day at a time, though, the short side can be super choppy and wild and crazy. Don't make any big picture predictions. Make sure you wait for entries and, of course, honor your stops. If you have any questions, you know the routine. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk tomorrow. Thank you so much.